Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Access Hub at Space Tech Expo 2024. So, after having several interviews with the actual suppliers in the industry, we are with the CEO of satsearch, which is a B2B marketplace for the space industry. And having experienced some of my work with them, I can definitely say that they have been trying to actually connect some of the suppliers in the industry, but we'll try to get a much more gist into what and how they do it, especially looking at the current Space Tech Expo event too, because this event is also meant for the suppliers to come together and meet in person. So let's take a look at the CEO of satsearch and see what his thoughts are. So Narayan, firstly welcome to the channel, and what do you feel about this year's Space Tech Expo 2024?
Right. I think it's a pretty great show because I think we've been coming here since 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
I think the first time that we came here was like 2 halls. Now we can see it's 7 halls. Probably they went from like 150 exhibitors to now like 700 exhibitors. Yeah. So it's a great place for us to then come meet everyone at the same time, right? So I also love the B2Bs because at the end you get to meet all the people at all the time and get a pre-booked agenda to be able to meet everyone.
Yeah.
So,
I think I personally also do sales for some of the companies in both in the defense industry as well as the space industry. But having this kind of B2B matchmaking in person is also something kind of gives you a human touch as well, to know the people and to know the industry, the way it's running, the kind of supplies that are existing in the market. And going a little bit ahead, can you tell us a little bit about satsearch and what are you up to these days since your inception, I think, in past 7 or 8 years, I think.
So I think satsearch has now grown over the last 9 years to having about 30,000 engineers using us every month. And we have been supporting now about 800 organizations in procurement every year. Nice. So this is now a pretty large footprint because we've seen transactions worth about 250 million euros now pass through our system. So that is quite big. So I think as the industry grows, we've kind of grown with it at the end, right? Because we are just a reflection of the demand and supply in this industry. Yes. And so therefore it is something that we have going on, and essentially we hope that obviously that the industry will continue to grow in one form or the other, so that we as a platform will also continue to grow in one form or the other.
Interesting to know this bits actually, and looking at the kind of scale the industry is growing at. I mean, I look it more from the defense perspective and the aviation maritime as well, because we are operating in those industries too. But looking solely from the space industry's perspective, there are several kind of constellations which are emerging. I think SpaceX is going from small sat to the kind of more than 1 ton of satellites now. Looking at all these developments, what do you expect in 2025 for the industry from your perspective?
I think there should be some consolidation as well, because I guess there's been too many of the people trying to do the same thing. Yeah. Obviously, there is not a market for everybody to be successful.
Absolutely.
So there will be some consolidation in Earth observation, in communication and other places.
Yes.
But that might have an effect also on the people who are then supplying to those missions at the end, because if there are people who are vendors to 30 different constellations, and only like 5 or 10 of them are sustainable, it obviously impacts some level of business to all of them, right? So but then it is probably healthy for the industry, because the worst case scenario is that we continue to only attract money which has no horizon for any kind of return or profitability, right? So I think these are natural cycles of the industry, right, where ups and downs are there, and then market corrections happen. So I think but then I think that given with the Trump selection and so on, sovereign interest in space is going to go up, where basically countries will want to have their own systems for themselves. So the saving grace for the space industry might be that a lot more missions are funded by governments
Yes.
to protect their own sovereign interests and
Absolutely,
have
yeah.
their own sovereign capabilities.
Yes. Interesting to know this. I think Narayan just mentioned the word profit, and in the coming few weeks, I think we'll be recording an episode with ASD Eurospace with one of the prominent personalities in the industry, Pierre Leone. So I think we'll be extending on the point that Narayan mentioned in a much more, I would say, exhaustive manner, I would say, in that podcast. For now, I think thank you very much, Narayan, for telling us bits about your company as well, and your thoughts on the industry too. And have a great day. This is the last day we are at the expo.
Thank you so much.
See you soon.
Yeah.